Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to get right on into it. It's going to be about XDefiant and some tips that I think could make the game better. A few things that I think that the game needs to make some fundamental changes on if it really wants to be this legendary COD killer that it's claiming to be. And just really get into just the meat and potatoes of all the issues that I have with this product that we got here today. Now, in the background, I'm playing a little bit of the escort game mode. I have a good game, and I'll go ahead and say first off and foremost, you guys, I'm not one of the guys who's going to complain about hit registration. I'm definitely on the side of the people who are like, look, if you're having a bad time with this game because of hit registration and all that, it's because you're bad. Skill-based matchmaking does protect plebs. It's what it's there for. It's to make sure that the people who suck at Call of Duty don't quit so that they can continue to purchase microtransactions. I'm not that guy. I'm a decent player. I'm not at the top of the scoreboard all the time, but for the most part, I'm in the first place or top two type. That's just who I am. So let's get right on into it here today. And the number one thing, and this is something that I've found really wild because nobody's talking about this. Like, absolutely nobody is talking about this. And it blows my mind. Why can't we communicate with the enemy team, right? Like who sat there and was like, hey, you guys, I got a great idea. Let's make it so that the people can't communicate with who they're playing against. Like, that's just the most dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, how am I supposed to make new friends, right? Like, how am I supposed to party up with new people if I'm a solo player? How am I supposed to have some good toxic trash talking to get really fired up and make those emotional connections to the game? When somebody's making me angry, then I get my face back because I dust them. You know what I'm saying? And then I know they've addressed, the disbanding lobbies, but disbanding lobbies is a part of it. So, like, number one, we have to start talking about the fact that we can't communicate with the enemy team. Gigantic red flag to me. Gigantic red flag. And the number two thing, and this is something that I've definitely not seen, and hopefully you'll hear my take on this. I keep seeing people compare this game to Call of Duty, right? And I know in Black Ops 4 you had the abilities as well, but I feel like this game is attempting to be more Overwatch-ish, right? And I feel like it would play better if you played this game like Overwatch versus Call of Duty. I think at least in the escort game mode, I would love to see some tweaking to the ults, right? Some tweaking to how long it takes you to get your ult. Because I'm over here getting 40 and 50 kills a game, and I might get my ult 2 or 3 times a game, maybe. And, like, that's just not enough. And they don't really last that long, and to be honest, they're not even super fucking powerful. I would like to see the power of the ults maybe increase just a tad, and again, just for the escort game mode, right? And make them a little bit more often, right? Because I think that what people are seeing here is, like, people are playing this game like Call of Duty, so they're not grouping up. We're not pushing together. There's no alts that kind of, like, for example, Zarya's ball in Overwatch. There's no alt that kind of groups the enemies together to kind of get any team kills, and I think that's what this game is missing, right? Something akin to that. I'm not saying this game should be Call of Duty. I'm not saying this game should be Overwatch. But if we're going to take the best of both worlds, I definitely feel like taking a little bit more out of the playbook of Overwatch and leaning this more towards a team-oriented game, with grouping and pushing together as a unit would be better than some of the other far-fetched ideas like adding kill streaks and shit to the game. So I would love to see if they did something like that. Don't know if they will, but if they did, that would be excellent. Another hot button issue that I think we can all agree with here, like, look, the camos, the weapons, they take way too long to grind up. And, with them taking that long to grind, it's like there's really nothing to unlock for your gun, save some attachments all the way to level 50. Like, I definitely feel like it was a missed opportunity. And we get way too comfortable in today's world talking about, like, oh, the game just released. Give them some time. It's coming in a patch. Games used to never release like that, and I think what they've done is they fucked all of us in the ass on purpose so that we're so used to the fucking that by the time we get fucked again, we're so used to it and our assholes so reamed out and so wide, we don't even feel the cock inside of us anymore. And so that's what that is. The whole, oh, it just came out, it'll be patched, that's a fat-ass excuse for lazy development and releasing a game too early, and that's the reality of the situation. So I would love to see some more camos for our grind so that while we're playing the game, we can actively be unlocking some things, right? The next point, and this is minor, right? And a lot of people might not care about this, and that's fair. Personal opinion. But look, dude, play of the game has been out forever. Okay, play of the game is a thing. Like, can we not, like, we're looking at a still shot image of player of the game, right? I mean, what is that? I mean, the new Modern Warfare 3 did the same thing. Like, Cold War had play of the game. Like, Black Ops 4 had play of the game. Like, Overwatch had play of the game. Who wants to see a still shot image of the player of the game? I want to see somebody pop off. Like, this game could definitely take some points from Call of Duty while maintaining its identity. Play of the game and kill cam, for example, would be two of the greatest things that I think that they could take from Call of Duty while still maintaining their identity. I'd like to clarify, I don't want XDefiant to be Call of Duty, right? I like this game for what it is. I think it's fun. I think we're on to something. I think it has a great foundation, right, to build upon, but I do think that kill cams and play of the game would definitely be great additions that would just make this game a much better experience for the vast majority of people. Yeah, and the last thing I'd like to talk about is definitely the fact of not being able to hear the enemy team. Like, listen, hear me out. I don't know why nobody's talking about this. It's truly bothered the hell out of me. But it's like, this is how I've created some of the best friendships in my life. Like, some of the people, almost all of the people that I've ever played with, at one point, I played against them, right? Because when I played, and it's from my Call of Duty days, but when I played Call of Duty, you know, if I seen somebody, you know, if I had like a 2 or 3 man squad, you know, we're out here going, and I saw somebody on the enemy team, like, really popping off and doing well, well, I always thought to myself, if they're doing well being spawn trapped or getting their ass kicked, I mean, and they're doing well against me, then what will they do with me, right? And so that was always my thought process when making a team, right? Even if I had a full squad, and if I saw somebody on the enemy team actually going positive, even if they were spawn trapped and only went like, you know, 50 and 30, right? But they had the most damage, they had the most objective, they still had a positive kill-death ratio when everyone else on their squad had a negative kill-death ratio. A lot of people like to talk trash to those people, like, haha, you got your shit pushed in, you fucking pleb. I like to pick those people up, because that tells me in the face of adversity, those people step up to the plate and can still go positive against great odds. So the ability to not hear the enemy team and not communicate with the enemy team at fucking all, paired with the just lobby after lobby after lobby after lobby of nobody talking ever, it just, I'm going to say it again, it feels like you're playing with bots against bots. I mean, it's just, there's nobody here. And so if you don't already have a 4 to 5, 6 man squad of a couple of guys, you know, who are just hopping off other games, who are really all on board coming in here, you're going to have a quiet, lonely experience. Unless, you know, one of your random invites works and someone on the enemy team is really willing to join. So that is a big negative for me. And we all know why, right? And that's the problem with gaming nowadays. And let's just get into it. We all know why you can't hear them. It's the same reason they disband the lobby. It's the same reason you can't see anyone's combat record. It's because a little fucking bitch Jimmy is going to cry himself to fucking sleep when you see his kill death ratio is negative, when he has to stay in the same lobby and face you again. Or, you know, you can't talk to him because your trash talking might make him hurt himself. Bitch, if you can't stand the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen. If you don't like the fact that your kill-death ratio sucks, get good or get off. If you don't like someone talking shit to you, I don't know, mute them. But no, the way that this leftist democratic world works, where everyone uses their feelings first and their logic and their brain second, everyone has to be protected, so we can't hear the enemy team because that creates a toxic environment. And we don't, like, can we not? Like, that's what first-person shooters are. Some of my best friends ever told me they were going to burn my house down at one point. That's just how it works. You talk shit in Call of Duty. You talk shit in Overwatch. You talk shit in Battlefield. You talk shit in a first-person shooter. And if you're good, you can back that shit talk up. That's how it works. Taking away our ability to engage in that just makes it for just a much worse experience overall. So, but let me end the video on a positive note. XDefiant has been a great game. As you see, I'm up here. I'm in first place, just 43-20, nothing special, but having a good time. It's a lot of fun. We have a great, solid base here if they make the right decisions and do the right things with the right patches and the right content. In our future DLCs, we have a game here that could really contend with some of the other major FPS genres in the market and take a good lion's share of that market. So I'm loving XDefiant. What are your thoughts about the game? Have you enjoyed what you've played so far? If so, or if not, drop a comment down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you ever want to be notified of another video of mine. We're going to have lots more videos on XDefiant here coming to the channel, and I hope you guys are enjoying what we got here so far. So stay tuned for our next video on XDefiant.
No surprise here.
Is it me?